Sean,
Mike?
what is this? A crossover episode? Yowza, yowza, bobowza. Hello, everybody, and welcome to What Is This? A crossover episode? The BoJack Horseman podcast, where me and Sean, my Ganbu, go over BoJack Horseman. Ganbu for life, baby. Hi, Sean. How you doing?
I'm good. I have a question for you and the audience.
Okay. I'll be able to answer. The audience won't.
Oh, okay. Well, the audience can always comment, you know? I want to
That's
know
true.
when I do my I want you guys, what instrument do you think I'm actually playing?
I didn't ever think of it as an instrument. I just thought of it as
here's the thing.
Your voice.
Here's the thing. I'm miming playing an instrument every time I do it, and it's the same instrument I mime.
Okay, is
playing
it
every single time.
Is it like a trumpet?
I almost don't want to say.
Okay.
Maybe I'll tell you and you can bleep it.
Okay, yeah, tell me and I'll bleep it. The audience loves when we do that.
Because I want them to guess, you know?
Okay. Tell me what it is.
I'm always, whenever I'm doing it.
Okay, see, I said trumpet, which now you all know is wrong, but I won't tell you what he said.
Yeah.
But that was my next guess, actually. So.
Okay, interesting. All right. Yeah, I want everybody
and now
to
that you
to
say
take a
it,
guess.
I hear it.
Yeah, because I do mime the instrument every single time that we do
love
it.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's so good. Anyway, today we're talking about season 4, episode 9, titled Ruthie, which has a 9.0 out of 10 on IMDb. On one awful day, Princess Carolyn deals with rejection, deception, and loss. BoJack and Diane try to track down Hollyhock's birth certificate. So, Sean, what? Before I get into what our pal Edvis thought, what do you think of this episode?
I loved this episode. Yeah, this is definitely up there with The Oldest Sugarman Place and Stupid Piece of Shit for me this season. I had a great time with it. I mean, like, not a great time with it.
I was gonna say, did you really?
It was a soul crushing episode, but I love that about this show. This episode, I think, in particular, like, we've had some wacky ones. We've had a silly one or two, you know, back to back.
Let's do a silly one, you know?
Like, I had the experience, there's a scene in this episode that when we get to it, I'll bring up, where, like, I forgot this was an animated cartoon.
Ooh.
I don't know if that makes any sense. If people want, like the subject matter was so serious and it was all being played so deadly serious and so straight. Like, there was no, I don't know. It just, I had a moment where I was like, oh, right, this is all, like, very grounded. This is very not silly. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something that the show can balance really well when it wants to.
It does a really good job of it. This, episode, it kind of takes a sitcom trope that I've seen in other shows and puts its own spin on it. What I think of when I say that is there's an episode of How I Met Your Mother, not to bring up our favorite sister podcast. But there's an episode where Ted is at the bar with Barney, and Barney's trying to get him to go to Robots versus Wrestlers.
Oh, I love that episode so much. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end, it's revealed that he's actually sitting in the bar. He's an unreliable narrator, and he's actually sitting at the bar by himself, and that happened years ago, and he's doing it to make himself feel better. Right?
Oh, what a man.
And so this episode reminds me of that in a lot for obvious reasons. But it kind of spins it on its head a little bit because we don't realize Princess Carolyn is the unreliable narrator, right?
Yeah.
And she's actually not unreliable because what she's talking about, everything that she's saying is true. It's just it's put through this lens of her great great granddaughter in the future
Yeah.
that doesn't actually exist, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something you really could only do with an animated show like this, right?
Well, and I think something you can only do with an animated show like this that treats itself the way that it does, because when the episode started, I was like, oh yeah, okay, no, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I was totally bought into because of what this show is. I was like, oh, this is a really cool idea, but like, it's not, no alarm bells are going off in my mind,
Right. So our guy Edvis, 1997, loved this episode, Sean.
Okay.
10 out of 10.
Maybe he's on an upswing again.
It was one of the best series of the season. Well, that's not right.
Wait.
It was one of the best series of this season.
Okay.
It was really sad, but such interesting and enjoyable to watch. It's very nice that Ruthie got her time. Not everything about BoJack.
Okay.
Edvis, Ruthie
Okay.
isn't real. Edvis.
Edvis has been talking to Ruthie for way longer than this show.
Edvis has been watching a different show. I will say though.
Well, no, Edvis saw Ruthie show up and was like, "Oh, this is my favorite character."
Yeah, Edvis is gonna be pretty disappointed when he watches the end of this episode. Apparently. So I will say he's on an upswing. He got 43 thumbs up and only 4 thumbs down here. So that bears the question: are the IMDb audience, are they just fickle? Are they only going to thumbs him up when he gives a good review?
I mean, that's probably what it is, right?
I thought it was just Edvis in general. Yeah, but
I'm waiting for the reveal that you're Edvis or something.
I wish I was Edvis, dude. That would be crazy.
You're going to take off the Doctor Doom mask, because we all know there's going to be that scene in Avengers Doomsday where the Doctor Doom mask comes off and it's like, oh shit, it's Robert Downey Jr. It's like the Edvis mask comes off and underneath is Michael SpikeGhetti.
No, I wish, dude. I wish I had that good of a reveal for you. This episode released on September 8th, 2017. And I'm getting a little sick of that day going back to it. So I asked you what your birthday year was.
Well, you asked me birth year. Yeah.
Yeah, 1999. So we went back to September 8th, 1999.
Okay.
And here's what happened on that day. American Beauty. Pre-9/11. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
American Beauty, directed by Sam Mendes and starring Kevin Spacey, yikes, Annette Bening, and Thora Birch, premieres in Los Angeles. Best Picture in 2000.
Never seen that movie.
Never have either. U.S. Attorney General Janet Reno names former Senator John Danforth to head an independent investigation of the 1993 fire at the Branch Davidian Church near Waco, Texas, in response to revelations of the film Waco: The Rules of Engagement.
Oh, interesting.
Waco, Waco, Texas.
Waco.
Shubman Gill, Indian cricketer, born in Farkzilka, Punjab, India.
Okay.
So we're just saying, hey, here's when famous cricketers are born, I guess.
Are there famous cricketers?
It says famous birthdays, and it told me a cricketer. Like
I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Famous.
I don't
deaths.
like that there are famous birthdays younger than me.
Yeah, that seems odd.
That's upsetting.
Famous deaths: Moondog, Louise Thomas Harden, American composer, musician, and poet, known for Coffee Beans, dies at 83. No idea who that is.
Like they created Coffee Beans?
No, like they made a song called Coffee Beans, and they also spelled coffee with one F, and so I don't know if that's a typo or that's how Moondog spelled it. We'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. The number one song in the U.S. was Bailamos by Enrique Iglesias.
And
the number one song in the UK was Mambo Number 5 by Lou Bega. And,
that's
Sean,
my favorite Mambo.
It's mine too, but it does beg the question that I've been asking for a while now. Where's Mambo Number 6? We've been waiting over 20 years.
Hollywood has been working on it.
We've been waiting over 20 years for Mambo Number 6, and Lou Bega just keeps us waiting.
I don't think I could name a single Enrique Iglesias song outside of I Could Be Your Hero, Baby.
You know Bailamos. Bailamos. Let the rhythm take you over, Bailamos. That's really good, by the way. That was really good. Before anybody comments on it, it was really good.
I don't think I know that.
The Bailamos is a hit. It's
I do know Hero though.
It's one of those like songs that's like half in Spanish, half in English, you know?
Yeah.
But it was a hit. Enrique.
I could be your hero, baby.
To tie things around, Enrique Iglesias did a guest stint on How I Met Your Mother.
Oh.
Yeah,
Welcome back to another episode of How I Met Your Mother, the podcast where we talk about How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, this is our podcast is called How I Made Your Mother, actually.
Yeah, you made it.
Yeah, How I Made Your Mother. All right, so let's get into Ruthie here. The episode opens in a futuristic classroom with a robot teacher, and Ruthie is going to present her ancestor for Ancestry Day, Teachbot, and she goes, "That's Mrs. Teachbot." Shows off a nice little wedding ring. And
also, I just right off the bat, I do like that the episode opens with like a different kind of music. It's a very like futuristic sci-fi type.
Jesse Novak killing it as
thing.
always. So she starts introducing Princess Carolyn, and the little turtle guy says, "What's the difference between an agent and a manager?" Which is a joke that they are constantly doing in this season.
Yes.
And they both look to find projects for their clients, but only managers can produce. And everybody goes, "Oh," except the turtle, who's like, "What?" Like, he's like so confused. We learned that Princess Carolyn comes from a long line of strong female cats, and she was the runt of 12, and it made her one of the toughest. She could take a licking and keep on ticking, which is something that Princess Carolyn would definitely say. She has to explain that that phrase is referring to clocks, and it shows in her presentation a guy holding a pocket watch, Big Ben, Flava Flav, and then, interestingly enough, whattimeisitRightNow.com.
Okay.
Which will actually, believe it or not, Sean, play into the rest of the season.
Okay.
Are you? I'm trying to remember what time is it right now.
I just went to the website.
Okay, so
time is it right now? Original series, Filbert coming soon.
Yeah. So what time is it right now.com is a made up website by BoJack.
Yeah.
But I do believe around that time there was a website you could go to that just told you what time it was.
Okay.
And we'll get to it. We'll get to why that exists.
Interesting. Okay.
But it's interesting that they foreshadowed it. But the reason she has to explain clocks is because they now use the bean system for time. And when she says that, all the kids put their hands in the air and go, "The bean system is the way." So
I love the cube apple floating on the teacher desk, by the way.
Yeah, it's really good. The nourishment pyramid in the background, too, is pretty good.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's going to tell us about a specific bad day when Princess Carolyn faced some adversity back in 2017. So this is the framing for this episode, but otherwise it kind of plays out like a typical BoJack episode. Princess Carolyn is very obviously the A plot here, and I would say that BoJack and Diane are the C plot. There's no B plot. You know what I mean? Like what they're doing is just so like it's so small and inconsequential, but it's needed to tie everything in at the end, right? And to move
I would say that legally it is a B plot because at one point Mrs. Robot Teacher Lady has like something flash across her screen or whatever that just goes unauthorized B story. So
yeah, but they're wrong. It's a C story.
So legally it is the B plot.
Teachbot.
I would
Teachbot's
say
wrong.
There is a C plot happening though.
What is the C plot? Oh,
I
mean, I guess
the C plot.
They reference the clowns, yeah, but that.
I think actually this is one of the things I really like about this episode is that it treats the ABC plot like. I like the way that it handles each of those. I like that the A plot is really the focus of the story. We get a little bit of progression on the BoJack, like Hollyhock stuff. They hinted some more stuff about her, and then the C plot is just like. Todd's going to prison by the end of the season. Is is what they're establishing in the C plot. So I don't know. I think it all worked really well for me.
Well, I'm glad, Sean. I'm glad you feel that way. I still think they're both C plots, maybe a C plot and a D plot.
Okay.
So Princess Carolyn starts her day with Ralph, and she asks him for a sip of coffee, which is naughty because you're pregnant. You're not supposed to have caffeine. Yep. She breaks her necklace and spills coffee all over her dress. And that's when Ruthie kind of chimes in and goes, she thought it was going to be a good day, but she was wrong. Today was going to suck, and it's not going to be good. Ralph can't go to her doctor's appointment with her baby checkup appointment. And that's where we get to the intro. And so we cut to the office where she's with Judah. And she says she starts the day with a call from her client / former lover, BoJack Horseman. And Teachbot's like, Ruthie, inappropriate. And she goes, sorry. Which
go for BoJack.
Yeah, go for BoJack, which is a
or
Bo for Gojak.
Bo for Gojak.
Yeah. Go for BoJack is one of my favorite bits. I don't even remember if it's anywhere else in this whole show. Like I truly don't remember.
So it's a good joke. It is brought to being a great joke by something that happens later in the episode.
100%.
Yeah.
So BoJack's trying out some stuff. He's got his frozen yogurt. He says Bo for Gojak is maybe too clever. And Princess Carolyn is calling him to be like, hey, you keep giving offers and I'm not your agent. So you need to like find an agent or whatever it is. He's like, they had Kirkland snacks at the reality show, Princess Carolyn. Kirkland snacks. Which the Kirkland part's tough. And she said, but hey, you're actually getting good offers. And she's like, but I'm not going to tell you because I'm not your agent. And he's like, hey, I'll call you back. She goes, no, don't call me. I don't work for you. And Diane and BoJack are headed to the Secretary of State, I presume, to try and get a birth certificate for Hollyhock so they can see who the mother is. And
he told Diane that this was a, quote, feminism-related emergency.
Yes. And he's like, man, I got your number. When she calls him out on that.
He also says that Holly did not want to come with because she today got really into counting her teeth.
Yes. So again, something we kind of talked about last episode.
Yeah.
Something's going on with Hollyhock.
Yeah.
That's pretty strange. He's like, you know how teens are. And then Teachbot butts in and goes, this is supposed to be about your ancestors. And to note, whenever they show Diane and BoJack, they show the two embarrassing photos, which is a running gag in the show of BoJack sneezing and Diane eating a really messy sandwich.
It's really good.
We cut back to Princess Carolyn, who's going to Gecko Rabidowitz, former nemesis / former lover, Rutabaga Rabidowitz. And Teachbot objects to this again. She goes, she had a lot of former lovers. She was a fluid sexual being, not a machine. And she runs into Vanessa Gecko, who we haven't seen in a while, and she kind of hits her with a sick burn, calling her the wrong name and telling her she looks tired.
You look tired, Veronica.
Yeah, the bit she's running here, which pays off pretty well, where she's listing the movie that she's trying to get Courtney Portnoy on. It's a can dancer who contracts cancer but continues to can as a canny cadaver, who plays the accordion with Kevin Corrigan, Kevin Kline, Chris Pine, and Chris Kattan. Okay.
I think this should be classified as torture for Amy Sedaris at this point.
Okay, and I would agree. I would agree that this has been played out, this whole bit, but it comes back when she talks to Rutabaga, and she says, "Is the world finally ready to settle for Catan?" Which is a Settlers of Catan joke. They did this just to set up a Settlers of Catan joke, which I think is hilarious.
This was also foreshadowing that in the year of our Lord 2025, Netflix would buy the rights to film and television adaptations of Settlers of Catan.
They were testing the waters.
Apparently planning a full cinematic universe based around Settlers of Catan. Don't ask me. Yeah, don't ask me how that's gonna work.
Yeah,
I liked the joke. Like I liked the running gag throughout this whole bit. I was like, somebody help Amy Sedaris.
Yeah.
Somebody get her out of there. Like, what are they
Yeah.
doing to this poor woman?
Yeah, she needs help. Back in 2017.
Yeah.
She needs help.
Now she's just like stuck appearing in a Star Wars show once a season.
Which that's unfortunate for her too.
Yeah.
So Courtney Portnoy is firing Princess Carolyn because of how the Taken movie ended up and how her nuptials ended up nuptials, if you listen to Rutabaga. And then we found out they made up that whole movie just to get Princess there.
Yeah.
So her day not going well. And, she gets the little bit of whatever she got over on Vanessa Gecko is now gone. She goes, "Did you get fired?"
Yeah.
So it's a bummer. She still got Judah, who got her a decaf latte. And she's like, 1 year ago, a setback like this would have really got me spiraling, but we don't need Courtney. We just need to get up. And he goes, "Can I get a hallelujah?" And he goes, "Is that some sort of pressed juice? I'll get a hallelujah on your desk by 12:45." Because Judah is just like the most clueless. He's the most competent person that's also clueless about everything.
I just love Judah so much.
Yeah. She says, "I don't know what I'd do without you, my hairy number 2." And she's like, "Whoa, I shouldn't have said that." And he's like, "Hey, we should probably get Bojack back in your stable, the poor choice of words, and I don't want to look a gift." And then he's like a not horse in the mouth because he doesn't want to say that. But she's like, "Bojack is off the table. We're a small management company. We just got to focus on the clients we have," because she doesn't want to work with Bojack. Anytime we get a Mr. Peanut Butter's ringtone, it's a joy to me because I love, "Who's that dog? Mr. Peanut Butter.
Nut butter.
Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone." But he answers the phone, "Mo Fergister Peanut Butter."
Which really I was not expecting. Caught me off guard. I thought it was so funny.
Really funny. Mo Fergister Peanut Butter. Because it's like, how would he even know about that? And I mean,
yeah,
it's just so funny. Such a good bit. She's like, "Hey, you dropped out of the governor's race and I'm ready to get you back to show business." And he's like, "I can't wait to get back in front of the camera, but I'm helping Woodchuck beat my 2 former ex-wives, one who murdered Zach Braff and ate him. And they need all hands on deck because Woodchuck lost his hands on the ground and they replaced him with lobster claws. Typical politics." She drops off her necklace, which is a priceless family heirloom, and Ruthie goes into details about this to
we
explain.
get one of my favorite fucking scenes in the whole episode here.
Yeah.
Where they're just all the cats, and then they start singing the song.
The meow, meow, meow song, yeah. It's really good.
Yeah.
And then they sing it sadly a few moments later because they were struggling
meow,
immigrants.
Meow, 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 meow. I think, are they doing Les Mis?
So I actually, if you look at IMDb trivia, the song of the old country, the cats are singing at the table, is actually "Look Down" from Les.
I knew it was I knew it was fucking "Look Down." I was listening to it, I'm like, is that fucking "Look Down"? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But they do this like funny animation style where it's like realistic cats and like their heads flap. It's almost like a South Parkian kind of deal.
Yeah.
But the important part of this is that the necklace came from her grandmother, and then her mom, and it was like a symbol of them always landing on their feet because they struggled so hard. But she had never sold that necklace during that time. So she drops it off at the jeweler to get a new clasp on it. And there she, interestingly, sees Charlie Witherspoon, who is buying jewelry for a sexy catfish he met on the internet.
Great line.
Yep. And he's just a mess. His hands stick to everything. He's constantly pushing things over. And he's like, "I'm so proud of you. I guess it's good you said no to my offer last year." And this is something that's been building where Judah turned down a merger between Vim and Vigor.
Yes.
And he hilariously thinks his name was Judo. It's like, "No, Judah?" He goes, "Well, no, this guy's name was Judo." And
yeah, I like he goes like, "I want to say his name was Judo."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy, if I'm correct, is voiced by creator Raphael Bob Waxberg. Yes, he is. So
Oh, that's
this is
good.
yeah. Instead of buying Vim, he bought the Utah Jazz, who are terrible agents, but they're getting better. And then he also just spills everything and bumps into everything. And then we cut to Ruthie, who's like, "Hey, does Princess Carolyn believe that Judah really did this?" Her instincts told her the frog wasn't smart enough to lie, but would Judah really betray her? And so she tests him by saying, "Hey, I ran into Charlie Witherspoon." Charlie Witherspoon? Does that story do anything for you? How does it make you feel? And he's like, that very short story made me feel nothing, but I don't think it's your fault as a storyteller. I just have trouble engaging in narratives. It's like this guy. So she kind of passes by it and is like going back to work. There's this woman who had a nice coffee on Instagram that she wanted to attach people to. And this is when the turtle butts in and he goes, "I still don't understand what her job is. Do they just say the name of movies and actors? How does that generate revenue?" And she goes, "No one knows Torf." And he goes, the teacher's like, "Be quiet, Torf. Take your quiet pill." And they shove a pill in his mouth and his eyes, his pupils dilate. And he's just like, and it plays like this like computer noise almost.
Yeah.
Princess Carolyn is late for a doctor's appointment, but she says this thing at the end. She goes, "I'll call you if I think of any more actor names," like revealing that
Yeah.
it actually is just her saying names. We cut to Bojack and Diane, who are in the Secretary of State, and they're waiting in line. And Bojack's impatient, and he pushes through the line. "Whoa, a famous guy, and he's doing the right thing. This is like when George Clooney married that less famous lady. Don't you mean
Yes!
George Clooners? Who cares?" Which is just
What?
a really funny
What does it
narrative on the
mean?
show. Yeah. I don't
the
think it means it.
multiverse is a concept of which we know frighteningly little.
True.
This is
Frighteningly little.
This is setting this episode is going to be important for Secret Wars.
You think so?
Yeah, the fact that guy said George Clooney instead of George Clooners, I think is going to be important to the plot of Secret Wars.
This lady is not impressed by Bojack, doesn't know who he is, but she knows who Diane Nguyen is due to her girl crush articles. And
the way she says it is weird.
Yeah, she says her name weird.
She says like Diane Nguyen or
New Juin.
like she just like she splits the word in half.
Yeah. So they find out they're in the wrong line to get a number. And so they go to, and there's paperwork, and so they're going to go get a number, just as typical Secretary of State stuff. And then we get maybe one of the worst scenes in the episode.
Hey, maybe one of the worst scenes in the season so far.
We end up at the Rhino Gyno, where Princess Carolyn is meeting him, and he goes, "I'm trying to think of a good way to put this. As Charles Lindbergh would say, sometimes you fly an airplane and sometimes you lose a baby. And in this case, you didn't fly the airplane. Your pregnancy is no longer viable." And she's like, "How did this happen?" He goes, "I don't know. I wouldn't beat yourself up. Miscarriages happen for so many reasons. There's nothing medically wrong with you. Maybe you just wanted the baby too much. Maybe you didn't deserve it because you were unkind once. Maybe you ran afoul of a trickster god or wood nymph who is now exacting revenge." And she's like, "This is a lot." And he goes, "No, not for me. This is my job." And he's like, "Hey, there's a procedure you have to get done. We can do it later this week." And he's like, "Do you want me to have someone call you a ride home?" And she goes, "No, I don't need anyone." And he goes, "You're a real tough broad, except for, the uterus area. Pretty weak." And the casualness.
Which might be the worst part of all of it.
Yeah, the casualness with which he approaches it kind of disarms it as a super serious moment, but it really is, right?
Yeah,
They did that on purpose, obviously, to not make it as heavy, but it sucks, right? It's like, this is not a good day. She shows up back at the necklace, the jewelry place, and the necklace lady is like, "Hey, this is just cheap costume jewelry. It's not gold." And
you still want a 24K gold clasp on this garbage necklace.
Yeah, so she finds out that this story her mom sold her about this necklace is fake. Just really tough moments for her. She gets in her car and starts sobbing. And it's pretty tough to watch, actually.
Yeah, it's a very it's a very real cry.
Yep.
It's really difficult.
Yeah. And then great honestly great acting from Amy. Really, really tough to watch, but it's interrupted by Ralph calling, and he's like, "Hey, I just wanted to check how the doctor's appointment went and also acknowledge your gardener's day," because he's trying to think of a new holiday for his greeting card company, which we didn't reference earlier. But she lies and says, "I haven't gone to the appointment yet. I'm walking in now," and does like a really terrible job of like selling that she's there, but he buys it, and he's like, "Is it okay that I'm not there with you?" And she goes, "Yeah, no, I'll be fine." He goes, "Everything is so easy with you, Princess Carolyn. That's why I love you." And it's like, ugh. And she plays it off and is like, "This is that's what the boys used to say about me in high school too," and makes a joke and he laughs. And I just noticed on the board behind him, they they crossed out Columbus, whoever Columbus is, for Columbus Day. And it says Indigenous Poodles Day. Which is really funny. Some of the other days he has written on there: Cinco de Rhino, Take Yourself to Work Day, Happy Hibernation, Old Year's Eve, Week Appreciation Day, Spawning Week, Happy Pronica, and then one just says something with cheese. So he is really grasping at straws for this.
He's trying. He's trying.
Yep.
Like he's trying. I don't know. I was gonna try to make a joke about him being evil, but I couldn't.
Yeah, no, he's not, dude. He's really not evil.
I think he's evil. This next scene is the one that I was talking about, where I was like, I forgot that this was like a cartoon for a minute. Like it's played so straight.
She's in her office drinking, and Judah comes in, and he goes, "Should you be drinking?" And she goes, "You don't always know what's best for me, Judah." He's like, "Is everything okay?" She goes, "Charlie Witherspoon made you an offer to buy Vim, and you went over my head and turned him down without telling me." And he goes, "Oh." She goes, "So it's true you lied to me because you didn't want to work at a big agency. You don't fit in with other people. You're weird, so you'd rather stay here where you have all the power. So you lied to me, and you made me look like an idiot." And he goes, "Well, I was trying to protect you. If you heard, you'd feel like you had to say yes." She goes, "I don't need you to protect me." And he goes, "If you had time, you could decide what you needed to do next on your own terms," which you did. And she's like, "Well, that's not your decision to make." And he goes, "Hey, I'm sorry you're upset." And she's like, "No, if I can't trust you, I can't work with you. You're fired." And he's shocked by this, but he is a professional. So he just says, "Thank you for my time here, Princess Carolyn. It's been very pleasurable until now. This part is sad. Don't forget you have reservations at 8. And it's
Ruthie,
very
this
tough.
story has gotten really dark.
Yes, Teachbot is very concerned. Here's the thing, though. This is where Ruthie tells us it has a happy ending. I promise. It does not. Ruthie's a liar.
It doesn't. Well, hang on. We don't know that. There's still 2 seasons left. This could have a happy ending.
This particular story does not have a happy ending. It does not.
Well, I mean, the most tragic part of all of this is that the assignment was supposed to take 6 beans, and Ruthie is at 8 beans right now. So we're way over budget.
And this is where her robot hits the unauthorized bee story. Bojack doesn't want to wait in line anymore. Not one person's offered him a Fiji water. He's parched and he's been from yelling. And he'd like to register a formal complaint. And she goes, "Complaints are on the 8th floor, but you need to fill out an application for a complaint. And you can get that by waiting in line 12B. He's like, "You've won this round." And they decide to give up on this whole scenario of getting the birth certificate. So we end up at our favorite Italian restaurant. And Princess Carolyn is deciding whether she wants to tell Ralph or not, because, he seems so happy and she doesn't want to, ruin that for him. But also she needs to tell him at some point. And we get our favorite restaurant owner, the Italian man, who continues to say things that sound like miscarriage.
Yeah.
And Miss Carrie Washington, Miss Carrie. Everyone love a Miss Carrie. And then Miss Carrie Underwood walks in. And Miss Carrie Mariah,
Yeah. And Miss Carrie, first name,
Yeah. First name Mariah. Yeah. So Princess Carolyn lies and says the doctor didn't have much information, and she's look at all these miscarries, and she goes, I need to leave, and he goes, you want me to drive you? She's like, no, I'll meet you at home. But when she got to the house, she didn't have the strength to go in and decides to go to her apartment that she's kept and Todd is living at. And that's where we get what you call the C story, where Todd has dentists and clowns working on a small child doing dentist testing. The seal clown has a hammer, and one of the clowns has a power drill. Not things that you use as dentists.
And the kid wakes up for a second and asks where his mother is.
Yeah.
To which they hit him with the giggle gas and knock him out again.
And Princess Carolyn's like, whose kid is that? And he goes, if you didn't want me to turn your apartment into a base of operations for my new clown dentist venture, then you should have specified that when I moved in. Yeah.
I think Todd's going to jail.
Hit him with the giggle gas.
I just don't know if we're getting out of this one.
Yeah. So Princess Carolyn gets drunk and it turns into a party. The kid is still passed out in the chair. They're juggling power tools. She lost her necklace, which still means something to her, even though she found out it's not a legitimately gold piece. Ralph knocks at the door, and so all the clowns scramble to hide and put everything back where it was, and they all jump out the fucking window, including Todd. She opens the door, and Ralph is like, oh, thank God. Like, you didn't answer your phone. I was so worried. And he said, Judah told me you might be here. Did you fire him? And she goes, that hipster Chewbacca's always getting in my personal biznatch, because she's very drunk. And he's like, wait, why did you still have this place? I didn't know you still had this place. And she's like, you're drinking? And she goes, I get to drink because baby went gone. He's like, what? And she goes, Gone Baby Gone, like that Ben Affleck movie. That could be a sequel. Gone Baby Never Was. Write that down. She's coming up with all these movie ideas during this argument and keeps going, write that down, which I think is a funny bit. Like a lollipop with Tourette's. Write that down. She's just saying nonsense. And then it gets a little real, though, because he goes, why did you lie to me? And she goes, that's what you're worried about? About that I lied about losing the baby, about keeping in my apartment? I lied. That's the big sad thing that happened. She goes, it's okay. I'll be pregnant again in no time. And he goes, I'm so sorry. Let me take you home when you're ready to try again. She goes, I'm ready. And he's like, so we'll go back to the doctor, see what our options are. So she doesn't want him to treat her differently, right?
No.
But he's being a little more rational, in my opinion, that it's like, hey, like, this is like 2 miscarriages now. And she's like, this is 5. And he's like, what? You know, and you know, he's, I know you think Ralph's evil, but I think because he's the sober one here, he's reacting to this pretty normally, I would say.
No, I look, if I'm throwing away the joke, he's taking this pretty well.
Well, and he goes, you can't keep this stuff from me. And she goes, this isn't about us. It's about you. It's about me. And he goes, what? And she goes, you're not allowed to be mad at me. This is my bad day. And he goes, this is our bad day. And she goes, it's so easy for you to love me when everything's good. And he says, let me take you home. And she goes, no, you need to live in this, because if you're serious about having a baby with me, this could happen again. Are you prepared for that? This could happen 5 more times, but I'm ready for that because I want this. Do you want it that bad? And he goes, I think we should talk about other options. And she goes, okay, here's another option. Get out of my apartment. Save it for your next girlfriend. The one you can take home to your parents, the one who's easy. And he's like, goodbye, Princess Carolyn. So it's again,
and that was a heavy goodbye also,
because he knows it's done, right? It's very heavily implied they are done. She goes back to her office where she finds her necklace and puts it back on with a paperclip, and her phone rings, and it is BoJack Horseman. And he goes, I'm calling about the offers from earlier. I don't want to do them. What's the point of being famous if you have to wait in line? If you could politely decline on my behalf. She goes, I don't work for you, BoJack. And he goes, I'm sorry. I started this all wrong. How was your day? Which is like a very strange.
It's like, well, you immediately go, oh God, what the fuck is he going to do now?
You're right. He goes, because mine was awful. I mean, truly one for the books because I'm a good guy trying to do the right thing. They Pinkberry. They're out of my favorite toppings, so I go to across the street to Menchie's like a hobo, and she's like, to be fair, she's like humoring him, right? She's like chuckling, and he's like, and at Menchie's, the stupid teen raise their eyebrows. I mean, you're trying to judge me. You work at Menchie's, and don't even get me started at the internment camp. That's the L.A. County Courthouse. And she goes, you know what I do when I have a really bad, awful, terrible day? He goes, what? And she goes, I imagine my great-great-great-granddaughter in the future talking to her class about me. She's poised and funny, and she tells people about me and how everything worked out in the end. And when I think about that, I think about how everything's going to work out. Because how else could she tell people? He goes, but it's fake. Yeah, well, it makes me feel better. And that's the end of the episode. And they gut punch you right at the end, right? They say, yeah, well, it makes me feel better. This, because the one thing you're holding on to in all this bad things that happen in this episode is that there's this framing device of this great-great-great-granddaughter who's telling us it's going to work out. And they even double down on it, like I said earlier, where she goes, don't worry, this story has a happy ending. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And none of that's real.
Yeah, this was all very difficult.
Yeah.
And we still have 3 episodes left.
Yep. Yeah. So it's very very much a gut punch episode. I mean, Princess Carolyn, when they tend to focus on her, this is kind of what they do to us. I mean, they did this in season 1, where she had a pretty tough day. And at the end of the episode, her phone says, "Happy birthday, Princess Carolyn." You know what I mean? Like they tend to do this with her, and it's set up exceptionally well. And girl can just not catch a break.
Genuinely, I think Princess Carolyn is the character that I like am most invested in getting a happy ending.
Yeah, because she's not. You know, BoJack has done things that you could look at and go, he's irredeemable, right? Todd, while is a bit of a jokey character, things kind of end up okay for him most of the time. Mr. Peanut Butter is a very morally gray person. That's very,
yeah.
And then Diane is the same, but the other side of the same coin, right? And so you're not as invested in them being happy because it's like, well, they deserve this shit, But with her, it's like
with as well, with Mr. Peanut Butter in particular, I don't worry about him because I think there's almost a sense of with Mr. Peanut Butter, like unjustly, I think he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, oh for sure, he's one of those people that
it's almost like feet. I don't know if he should be fine, but I think he's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like
he kind of just falls through life and everything works out for him, kind of.
Yeah,
It, almost like Todd, but in a different way, right?
Yeah. Where Todd is another character that I really want things to work out for, but I'm not. I don't get frustrated by Todd as often as I get frustrated by everybody else.
But what has she done wrong, right? She is chosen to focus on her career, and now she wants to do both, and that's her punishment, right? It's like that. Yeah, there's not a lot that
it's
karmically, it's not tough,
I don't really think that there's much that she does wrong ever. It's just it's her attitude, right?
Yeah,
like the way that she speaks sometimes is just like, oh my god, come on.
Yeah, she can be a little cold and calculating. Yeah. But yeah, so that's this episode. Very, very effective. Very very, very tough at times, and especially that gut punch at the end. It's good. Like it's one of the reasons we like this show so much, right?
Yeah. No, I love it.
So let's get into the categories.
Yes. What was your favorite animal-based joke of the episode?
I didn't really focus on one. Sometimes I forget
Me
this
neither.
exists. I do like they show the picture of the Utah Jazz when she says Charlie Witherspoon bought him, and one's a giraffe, and so his face isn't in the picture. And of
Yeah.
course, a giraffe would play basketball, but it actually wouldn't be that useful because what is he like using his neck or his head to dunk the basketball? I don't think so. So he's actually just tall for no reason. But I did like that. It's a weak nomination, but that's what I'll say.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I'm trying to go back to Ralph's like whole board with all of his stupid holiday greeting card jokes.
Yeah. There's a lot of good ones there. You're right.
Like something like Cinco de Rhino. I think for animal based joke in general, I'm just gonna say this board.
Yeah, the board's good. All right, what's
your favorite bit overall?
I forgot that you would lead this, not me.
I do lead this.
My favorite bit is I'm gonna say this is where I think the manager versus agent joke really pays off. I think they've made the joke a lot in other episodes, but here it's like they're finally admitting that there's not really a difference between them, or no one knows what the difference is. Right?
Yeah.
And so I'll nominate that one.
I think my favorite bit, because of the potential that it has, is the clown thing. Very much won me over. Like one episode in, because that shot of her walking into the room with them all standing around the kid in the dentist chair. I'm very excited to see what's about to happen.
Yeah. Terrifying.
I think somebody's going to jail.
Maybe. Todd's already been to jail, though. You know what I mean? They've already.
I guess that's true.
They've already mined that well, you know.
And then your favorite quote.
I mean, I gotta say the exchange at the end with BoJack and Princess Carolyn.
Yeah, that is really good.
Hey, you know what I do when I have a really bad, awful, terrible day? What? I imagine my great-great-great-granddaughter in the future talking to her class about me. She's poised and funny and tells people about me and how everything's worked out in the end. And then when I think about that, how everything's going to work out, because how else could she tell people? But it's fake. Yeah, well, it makes me feel better.
I think that's probably the best quote. I will give two runner-ups. One of them, the Meow Meow song set to
Very good.
set to look down is really good. And then the other one that I really like is, this is a really stupid joke, but when she walks into the office at one point and Judah is going, first quarter, second quarter. Boy, that's a lot of quarters.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, Sean, we're jettisoning a lot of characters this episode, right?
Judah's coming back.
You think so?
Yeah.
What about Ralph?
Ralph, I'm sure, will be back, but I think that after these last two episodes, I don't think her and him are long for this.
So you think they're done. But you think Judah comes back?
Yeah. I think they've barely started on whatever they have planned for her and Judah.
Okay. So next episode that you have pointed out before is an all lowercase.
Yes.
Loving that Cali lifestyle. 8.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Diane leaks damaging information on Jessica Biel. Todd's clown dentist business hits a snag, and Princess Carolyn finds hope in an unlikely place.
I can't imagine what snag Todd's clown dentist business might hit.
And I will say that there is an introduction of a new character next episode, played by Rami Malek.
Oh, I like him.
Named Flip McVicker.
That's a good name.
Yeah, Flip McVicker. So
it's a good name.
We'll see what he has in store for us in the next episode. And we're getting very close to the end. We only have 3 episodes left, so I'm very excited.
I know, very exciting.
Very excited. But yeah, I think that's all we got today, Sean. Where can people find you?
Thanks, everybody. On these podcast feeds here, and also watching the hit reality TV show Squid Game: The Challenge, and also one day Fall Out Boys.
Yeah, man, you keep teasing it. I think the more you tease it, the less likely it is to happen.
I know.
I think this is a ploy by Sean that he doesn't want to do it, and that's why he's teasing it this much. This is a ploy. But maybe I'm wrong. Anyway.
What about you?
You can find me at SpikeGhetti Bros on Twitter, Super SpikeGhetti Bros, twitch.tv/Super SpikeGhetti Bros, I guess I should say. And all these podcasts on our feed, Super SpikeGhetti Bros Podcast Network here on YouTube and everywhere else. Thank you guys for listening and watching. We really appreciate it. We do this because I like talking to my friend Sean about things like this, but it's also nice when other people engage in the conversation. So feel free to shoot us an email at squidboyssbq@gmail.com and leave a comment. And if it's a good comment, we'll talk about it. If it's not a good comment, we won't. We will not talk about your bad
fuck you guys
comments.
if it's not a good
if it's a bad comment, we will not.
What do you guys think you're doing?
Anyway.
Come on. Put some work into it.
Right. Anyway, thank you guys again for listening and watching. Fuck you, by the way. And that's going to do it.
Fuck you, by the way.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sean. Tell them.
Bye. Bye.